I'm really inspired by Jimmy Flick, and him coming out saying he's retiring after not such a long run, coming from Contender Series, having one of the best submissions of 2020. It was like one of my favorite submissions. I made a separate video on that, and he also made it on my list of favorite submissions for 2020. I'm sad to see him go because obviously he has so much skills and he's really talented in mixed martial arts, but in the end of the day, you have to live life on your terms. And from what I understood in him sharing his story, is that his heart is not in it, and he realized that he was just doing this for his father's approval, for his father's love, for his father to be a part of his life, to see his grandchildren grow up. And it's so sad to hear that, and also to hear his struggles, not having any hot water, not having a diploma, making $11 an hour. Like, my first job too was like $9.75 an hour, and it's like, it's so nice to see that, like, that he's come out of that, that, like, no matter where you start, it doesn't define you. And it's like, it kind of reminds me of the talk that I had with Felice. It's on this channel if you want to watch it, but it's about, like, not letting people box you in, and I feel like he really understands that just because, I'm not going to fight anymore, that doesn't mean that I can't, have a very happy life. And, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't need to define me. Like, just because I was a fighter once, that doesn't mean I need to, like, continue on with it. I can just cut it short, and you see that a lot. Like, even with certain fighters that like BJ Penn, for instance, like, they're just holding on to that identity of, like, this is all I am, and I remember watching something with Ronda Rousey where she was just like, this is all I am, like, all I am is a fighter. And, like, it's so sad to see people, like, kind of shortchange themselves, like, you're more than your paycheck, you're more than what you do for a living. And it's just like, if you don't like it anymore, or you don't have you're not in it, like, your heart is not in it, you're allowed to change your mind. And I just feel like, I love that, because he doesn't want to live on other people's terms. He doesn't want to live half a life, working 6 days a week, never seeing his children. And, you can have a change of heart. And I just feel like, why not, it was kind of like a shock, but there's no set rules that say, like, yeah, he has a contract and everything, but, like, in the end of the day, he has to do what's right for his family, what's right for him. And he, came to this realization, and his dad was not even asking him about his health. He was asking him, like, well, how much money did you make in the fight? And it's just like, and his dad just wants to talk about cars. And it's just like, I don't know, like, I feel so bad that, like, he's needy for that energy, for that attention from his father. Like, if someone doesn't want to be in your life, and you try and you try and you try, it's like, you can't chase it anymore, and I wish him the best. I hope that he, he's happy. He obviously now, okay, so he has his job that he enjoys. He worked his way up. He was sweeping the floor for $11 an hour. And my first job, I worked at a cheese shop, like a gourmet cheese shop, and I made like $9.75. This was when I was like 17, but, like, it's inspirational to watch what he's done, like, and really reiterate to people that, where you come from doesn't define you, and you can continue to define yourself every single day, and you can change every single day, change your mind, and like, if you don't want to do something, because the thing, like BJ Penn, right? BJ Penn, or certain people like Ronda Rousey, like, certain interviews I remember watching where it's sad in a way, because it's like they have this attachment to that identity, and that's kind of how they box themselves in, like, I'm just a fighter and this is what I have to do and this is all I'm going to be good at. But no, like, you can just rewrite a chapter, and it reminds me of when I was talking with Felice Herrig that, like, you don't have to let, other people, manipulate you into thinking that that's all you are. I remember her saying, like, people are like, Felice the Fighter instead of Felice the person. Like, there's different dimensions to me, not just punching people and kicking people. There's different things about me that people don't know about, and it's just like, I want to share more of that. And it's like, yeah, he's a dad. Jimmy Flick is a dad. You could see that he loves his children. He's been in a 9-year marriage, and he wants to write. He wrote a book and all this stuff. He wants to be motivational speaker. Like, damn, I love that. I really love that. And I feel like, why not? Like, why not just follow your gut and go for it, go for it. Like, if this is the end of that chapter, like, yeah, you fought. And, he's right that he's going out with, like, on top, he's going out on top because he did have an amazing submission win in 2020. And, it's not like, if he would have held on to it and did it for the money, for the fame, or for the love of his dad, for the approval of his dad, it's not going to come off authentic. That's when life starts to mess up, when you're doing things that are unnatural for you, that feel like life is a chore, like I just have to do this, and I'm a slave to money, and I'm a slave to my profession, and I'm a slave to these people's opinions and the fans' opinions and the reporters' opinions. Like, no one wants to live life like that, no one wants to live life like that. And like, I learned that too. Like, I learned that you should not be living life on other people's terms. You don't want to live half a life. You don't want to have people's opinions of you, overtake your own, and then now all of a sudden you're not even in control of your own life. So I'm so happy for him, and it breaks my heart, like, kind of like seeing what he's been through and like everything with his dad. I feel like he shouldn't, like, my advice would be like, don't chase someone that doesn't want to be in your life. Like, if your dad doesn't want to be in your life and doesn't want to see like your grandkids, and is asking you like, how much did you make in the fight, from what I understood, right? And like, not asking about like more important things like, how's your health, it's just like, you have to just let things come to you in that regard. So yeah, let me know what you thought about it. It was a really great interview. I really feel like he poured his heart into that interview. Like, he starts crying. Like, it was a really good interview. So let me know what you think. Thanks.